said, God will show you where he's taking you to quite often. But he may not show you at once. And he doesn't do that. What he will take you through. He showed Joseph the throne. He didn't show him the pits. He showed Joseph the throne. He didn't show him the Potiphar's palace. Potiphar's school. He showed Joseph, he saw glorious future. Man, he saw one day, that's where it will be. He didn't show him the prison. He didn't show him all of those very trying challenges of life. Because God was not in doubt as to how that destiny will be free or not. He's very sure about it. He will use those things that he will be revealing phase by phase and from time to time to prepare you for each phase of your destiny. Is an adventure. He moves us from one level to another, especially when we are faithful at the present level. It takes to the next level and to the next level. It doesn't take you through it once. So prayer for encounter with destiny is not a once and for all prayer. You enter destiny because it's like a book. The book of Isaiah chapter 29, verse 11 and 12. The vision of all is like a book. The vision of all is like a book. The walls of a book. And it is sealed. It has to be opened. When they gave that book to a learned fellow, professor, he has a PhD in psychology. He said, no, I can't read it. Why? It is sealed. Okay, now let's give it to the literate. Say, no, I can't learn. I can't read at all. So it's not what you discover by mental prowess. But there's a spirit in man. Elihu said in Job 32, I thought that age should answer, and men of great years should know the right thing to do. But I found that it doesn't work like that. Verse 8, there's a spirit in man. There's a spirit. So it is spiritually discovered. The professor said, no, the book is sealed. It's coded. The book is coded in the language of the spirit, in visions and revelations. The spirit himself teaches us all things. Howbeit, 1 Corinthians 2:10, God has revealed them to us by his spirit. For the spirit searches all things, including deep things about our finished destiny. Deep things about our glorious, finished, excellent destiny. The Holy Ghost has it ready. So it's not what you discern by intelligence. Intelligence is good. That you cannot read does not exclude you from discovering destiny. There's a spirit in man. A vital force. Bible calls the spirit of intelligence. And the breath of the Almighty now gives man understanding to be outstanding in life. Please understand that every believer has a divine endowment in him to be anything. There's a redemptive potential in every believer that can make him scale unusual heights in life. Far above all the nations. Deuteronomy 28 verse 1. All the nations of the earth. It has nothing to do with color. Did you hear that testimony? Color, race, zero. It's still scale heights. No, color has no problem here. Above all, redemptive potential. But must be recognized, appropriately treated for it to show up. Is potentially available, but must be discovered and given appropriate treatment if it will speak. That's what we're looking at this morning. How do I discover destiny? How do I fulfill my destiny? How do I? It's all planned out, no guesswork. So God says, I know it, so I'm not doubting him. He has it already. He's sure. With these basics, that my destiny is not a matter of whatever want to happen. And that every time the word of God is revealed to me, an aspect of my destiny is unveiled. That there is anything God has made me to be. I was relating to one of our parents in the office last week. I said something that interested me a lot. He said, and the husband is a medical person, excellent mind. But this brain can do anything. It can capture anything. It's elastic. You can stretch it. It has unimaginable capacity for information. It has unlimited capacity to access any level of information. That's why you see people who are good in history and very sound in further mass. Any area of weakness is where you have not developed. This human potential, this only good potential in us can take anyone to any height. That's why God says, I will set you above all the nations of the earth. You won't die in a tiny corner. I know I won't end up in a corner. Are you hearing that? Every believer has that potential. I was in a little church some years, and then 2004 was sounding like this. My destiny can never end in a corner. Every believer has that. I will say, see a man who is diligent in his business. He will stand before kings. He will not stand before me, man. That's where you are going. And it's to inform how you package yourself. Don't dress where you are. Dress where you are going. Be mindful of where you are going. Don't appear anyhow. Hello? You know, in that same state, that was in Edo State, the second in authority of the rank of Obas, next to Omonobai Redua, that is the next in rank to that king all over that state. We had a program, it was a prayer service, and this man was in service. Somebody invited him, I didn't know. Very elegant man, lived in the US for several years, highly intelligent, very exposed. That time, maybe he's still alive, I don't know. He will stand before kings. Now, after the meeting, me and him, it will be like David beside Goliath. In fact, I have to be looking like this. And he says, sir, it's a privilege, I'm blessed today. He will stand before kings. It was a tiny church, in a little corner. This came with his team. I don't know who invited him. And then was there after the service, he walked up to me. I was wondering who is this giant coming. And then he said, hey, king, next to the Oba. He said, it's a privilege. I'm blessed today. Huh? Your Lordship, your Excellency, your Majesty. Hear me. Nothing compares with destiny. Don't allow yours to be delayed. Nothing holds value. No matter what the world. Don't live according to trend. What's in vogue. You are now bothered about how many are following you on Twitter. It doesn't mean anything in life, sir. 40 million is zero. They may be following to her. You are not bothered how many followers they have. No, nonsense. You think it's a sense of importance? No. And that's some people, that's what they live on. How many followers they have? Who are you following yourself? Some live according to trend, what's in vogue, and they have been derailed completely. Destiny is axed. Destiny is grounded. It's an experiment. That won't be you. That will not be you. How do I discover destiny? Number one, be spiritual. Be what? Be spiritual. You know why? The source of destiny is a spirit. God is the source of my life. Psalm 103, we have read that one. And so he's the author of destiny. And God is a spirit. Only spiritual people can access destiny, can encounter destiny. Only spiritual people can access destiny because the author of destiny is a spirit. John 4, 23, 24. God is a spirit. Be spiritual. Be spiritual. Look at that. 1 Corinthians 2, 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of God, that we might know the things, look at that are freely given to us. God wants to reveal them. He's interested. Although coded, he wants to speak to you the right language. He wants to reveal. God is more interested in revealing your destiny to you than you can be careful to know it. I know the things that are freely given to us by God, of God. With things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom is not, but with the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can they know them, because they are spiritually discerned. They are spiritually discerned. Come to terms with God. So you must be spiritual. It begins with let your spirit man come alive by new birth. Yeah, I mean, if you are not born again, you cannot discover destiny. You know why? Your spirit man that can access God is still dead, inactive. That's why it's not, we call it born again, because born again means that spirit man that was alive before Adam fell, which is the current nature every unsaved soul still carries. It is when Christ comes into that life, that spirit man is now quickened or reborn. We now say it's born again. At that point, that spirit is now alive to access God, who is the Father of spirits. Without that, you cannot discover destiny. No man know the things of a man, save the spirit of man that is in. But no man know the things of God, save the Spirit of God. And if you are not born again, you cannot accept the Holy Ghost. He said the Spirit of God, whom the world cannot receive. The only thing he wants to do for you is to help you appreciate the love of Jesus and then come to him. From that time, your spirit man is now quickened. And from that time, you can access divine information. So you lack the apparatus. You lack it. Without new birth, you lack the apparatus. You lack the relevant instrument to link up the spirit. Say, only deep calleth to deep. His spirit versus spirit. God is not just a mind, God is a spirit. So until you are born again, forget destiny. You'll be experimenting with your life, this trial and error. Just doing whatever is there. What others are, competition will be there. Comparison will be there. You will lose your joy. You will lose your rest. You'll be bound down. You'll be held down by, by what others are doing. You're not doing. You don't. See, I thank God for your life, sir. But I don't envy nobody. That is the truth. I don't envy you at all for any reason. I thank God for you, but I thank God much more for my life. I'm so comfortable with my life. Okay. Let me show you. I would say, leave them, otherwise they will derail you. I'll give you a testimony. When secondary school, I had this good friend. We drank together from the same cup. We are close friends. 20 children don't play for 20 years. We went to the same secondary school. I was the senior private boy. He was the chapel private boy. We are very good, wonderful friends. Good brain. I love him. Now, we went to university. He went to Unilag, I went to UI. We finished our masters together about the same time. I got my job first in Lagos when he was still looking for a job. Now, eventually got a job with Zenith Bank and retired from Zenith Bank as a manager. Now, one of those days I shared with him God's plan for my life. He said, what? He looked at me with disdain and said, stop that nonsense. He said, you can't be pastoring and be doing your job. I said, no, that's what he told me to do. He hated it. I dumped him. Now, I now discovered that I'm not even sure he's born again. Now, I'm not even sure he's born again. He will have derailed my destiny. There is nothing. I'm sure he's seriously bothered now, years after. Where our children are, his children are not there yet. There is nothing he's doing God cannot do through me. So he's bothered. Now he's lost his confidence. He lost. You see, let me tell you something. Your best plan can't match the least plan. I mean, your loftiest plan in life. Nobody is an envy to a man who discovers destiny. No. You know why? Your destiny is unique. No one is competing with you. Just follow God's plan for your life. Can you take a look at that book? Following God's plan for your life. There is excellence in every divine plan. Success is not tied to profession. It's an accomplishment of a divine plan. And everything is there for you. Everything is there. I thank God for you, sir, but, and I'm telling you the Spirit, I don't envy nothing. That's why I can't give you any special call. If you are here, I've ever called you for financial assistance, raise your right hand there. You not tell what happened. I have ever asked you one day for assistance. Like, is God leading you to sow seeds to my life? I've never asked anybody in this church how much you do by your tithe. That's your problem. That's your own concern. It's a rope. Or how much your wristwatch. It's your problem. Your wristwatch is your concern. Absolutely your concern. You will just be all you. And that's what many are dying for. Wristwatch. Look at one shoe. Kai. And it can stitch together shoe. Where are you going? No man needs more than one pair of shoes in life. All others are useless wants. I can tell you the truth. You don't need more than one pair of shoes. Please have them. Even turn it into a factory. You don't need, nobody stands as an enemy to you when you are found. It is the cheapest access to rest. Peace like river. Peace like a river. You just live your life and satisfy with Jesus. How do I discover destiny? Be spiritual. Number 2, be spiritually sensitive. It is possible to be spiritual and you are not spiritually sensitive. So be spiritually sensitive. Come out of the flesh. Many are too carnal in church. Their language does not show redemption. I tell you the truth. Their language is so porous, very weak. A pastor minister do something on the altar one day, and as he came down to Pastor Sababa, called him, say, your language is too weak. When last did you read a book? Language is not entitled. Forget that. See, he told him right there, your language is too weak. When last did you ever? So be spiritually sensitive. Revelation 1:10, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, and I heard. Only those who are in the spirit can hear the voice of God. It's passing by, but until you are connected, you will lose the flow. Revelation 4:1, after this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as if it were a trumpet talking with me, which said, come up hither. You need to come out of the flesh, come out of the norms, come out of the usuals. You need to, that's what we are doing now. This 21 days coming up. Coming up, we say, come up hither, come up hither, come up hither. We call it on the, we say in those days we are on the mountain, all right? Come up hither, come up hither. Hey, we used to use that's I'm on the mountain. That means I'm fasting, I'm waiting upon the Lord. That means you have come out of the valley. You need to be, Habakkuk said, I will set myself upon my watch. You need to be set. You need to be sensitive. This thing is not commonplace. It's available to those who come up, come up, come up, come up, come up here. Lead the regulars. Lead the realm of the usuals. You need to come up. You need to come up. So you need to be sensitive, be positioned. And I will hear what God will speak. I will see what the Lord will say to me. Habakkuk 2, 1 to 3. There's a relevant positioning to access destiny. You don't come by it, don't get around town 24 hours, chop it. You will lose treasures. You should be thanking God for this kind of 21 day because, and then now to maximize it. You leave service, you leave and then go and camp yourself somewhere. If you are doing the right thing, 5 hours is not enough. If you are doing resourceful, if you are dealing with waters of the world, if you are dealing with resources, 5 hours is too small. If you are dealing with substance, not jokes, not junks. If you are dealing with treasures, you will have spent 6 hours studying the world and you are not satisfied. You come out of that with life, knowing what to do, what next to do, what next to say. You are not in doubt about your future. But some won't do it because they would rather watch African Magic. They know all the channels on football. They know all the players of Manchester. He knows Liverpool, the one that is on bench. Hello. He can tell you the one that played number 7, 2004. But ask him Matthew 16. He said what? Matthew what? The one that matters to you doesn't know. You know something bothers me. You have some boys who SSC. And the kind of music they can understand. I don't understand the English. So. Are you hearing me now? So I said, you have traded your resources for nonsense. Me like this now, I don't understand the English of that music. But he understands. But he has not passed school start. You don't understand? Some terrible music they understand. Say, I won't be able to hear the English, but he understands English, but he can't pass school start. It's a derailment. It gets you busy with nonsense. Come up, hither. Come up, hither. Come up, hither. You need that. You need to be God-loving. Love God. Because those things are prepared for those who love God. 1 Corinthians 2:9. Eyes have not seen. You know, your destiny is in God. It's settled. Like that billboard concluded, about to start with you. So loving. Revelation is not so much of rigorous study. It's a loving relationship that creates room for revelation. And of course, be prayerful. Habakkuk 2, I will stand upon my watch. Be prayerful. That's where we are here, 21 days of prayer and fasting. Be prayerful. Be prayerful. And we have established that fasting empowers prayer to deliver faster and with lasting products. Thank God for prayer. It is fasting that empowers prayer to deliver quick, more faster, and then more reliable results. Thank God for prayer. Thank God for prayer and fasting. Somebody said when we fast, things happen very fast. We must fast, but it's only prayer that has value to our fasting. So how do I maximize my prayer time and fasting? We are on the 14th day now. How do I maximize this season? Remember, in line with destiny, it takes a personal choice to go before God and ask questions. Lord, what is your plan for my life? Only those who ask questions will find answers with God. Lord, what's your plan for my life? And you are committed to find out. It's not your decision, it's what you find out from me. He has it ready. And then prayer is the environment. Prayer and fasting present the environment to access divine plan. Can I maximize this season to access divine plan? Make sure I'm not in doubt as to whether I'm in God's plan or not. And see, let me tell you something. Anything you are doing, you lose your peace. Check it. you are either out of phase with God or you are engaging the wrong tools. Are you the truth? Some people are walking, but see, nothing is working. As in, they are not just there. There is no joy. You have lost your rest, lost your peace. That lady I was talking about was in my office. A lady concluded medicine. Fantastic result. And then was about to go for housemanship. Told the parent, no, I've satisfied you. Let me now live my life. I'm not going to any housemanship. That's not my life. I won't find peace in that course. Did medicine with good results. They had to start all over again. They're doing SSE. You want to do something like, is it psychology or what? Or human, something like that. That's what I want to do in life. I read the story of a young man in the US. After the graduation, it was like every other person followed them to that graduation because he collected virtually all the prizes. So and so, they will clap and clap. We're the best students in anatomy. We could clap. And usually they will give the best students opportunity to comment. So it was time for him to comment. So he said, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, that I appreciate you all for all you have done for me. But I have one request, please. Say, what? Go ahead. Help me beg my parents to allow me to live my life. I have done all this for you, mommy. You have your doctor's certificate now. That's your boy, but allow me to live my life. Say, what do you want to be? A musician. Musician. He did that. That means this mind is so loaded. He still succeeded. Some people will end this war as successful failures. That he passed didn't mean that was his life. He got the best result. He said, yeah, that's not God's plan for my life. He was a child of God. That's not God's plan for my life. That's not God's plan for my life. That it is working does not mean God is there. Hello? But if God is there, it will work. But that is working does not mean God is behind it. Huh? Otherwise, you just say, well, no, that's not God's plan for my life. No, come close. I pastored a church in Edo State some years ago. And there was this man in the church. God helped us. I love him. So he came back from his life and was in charge of choir. That wonderful guy, creative. Unfortunately, on everything. Most of our songs, he created them in church. Very fantastic mind. But he read, I think, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. And he was working with governments. So he got engaged with a lady in Benin that time. And this lady, so anytime they got talking, and this guy would be talking about music. The guy said, no, leave that one at all. Let's talk something else. The boy said, that's my life. Although I'm an engineer, that's not my destiny. The guy was looking at mechanical engineer. The boy said, well, that's paper. Me is a musician. So they were having troubles. I called this guy. So what's going on? He said, sir, this is the problem. Anytime that's my passion, that's my life. But this guy doesn't want to understand. He will say, no, leave that one, leave that one. I say, I can't leave that one. Oh. Anytime we want to talk about music, no, leave that one. Let's talk about something. He said, no, that's my life. So they were having rough times. This lady called me one day because he knew that that's the father. Anything I said, it won't work. I said, it won't work. I don't know you. You know why? You are not going the same place. It won't work. Drop it today. They had to drop. This guy married somebody, wonderful, they're doing well now. It won't work. How do you help somebody whose plan does not rhyme with your own plan? You'll be fighting. We talk about church, you say, no, I'm going to club. Church, let's go to club. That my friend I told you about, my wife went to school to see our son, and then somehow that my friend now came over to where they stayed. And then it was time, just wanted to prove good. And then came with his children. And then told my wife, our son said, no, he wanted to take them to club. I said, no, my son doesn't go to club. I said, no, he's not born again. To club, for what? So she now carry my wife said, my son can't go to club. So the hatred became more. And I like that one. Club? I said, no. No. For him, we are old school. For those kids, pay me. Rise to your feet now. Lift up your hands and thank the God of destiny. Celebrate him now. Lift up your voice.